Hi, this is my first video actually, so although I had intended on making it an introduction of me, um, I happened to see on the television the funeral of Whitney Houston, and it really makes me sad. It makes me sad, especially as a mother, just knowing that her daughter must be suffering so much. I think that is very sad. Uh, Although I am not a connoisseur of Whitney Houston and or her career, um, any more than just loving her music and having from a young age heard it, I I have been receiving many questions in regards to whether or not she would be able to, had she not passed away, return to her career and be the same as she was before. And although I am usually an optimist, I must say that it would require much work and a lot of dedication to her abilities in order to come back to maybe 80% of what she used to have vocally. Drugs of any kind, prescription or recreational, will damage certain parts of your body. As we have had noticed in the past when she had lost so much weight, I wonder how much of that weight was muscle tone, which was very obvious that she lost some. And your entire vocal instrument is, almost the entire vocal instrument relates to muscle and use of muscle. So I think that would have been very damaged. Other than that, medication and drugs also cause issues with hydration, and that also is a big deal in terms of singing. If you're not properly hydrated, your voice will be hoarse and dry out and cause problems on stage, especially on stage, especially singing in such a wide room. There is usually, in my experience, there's very little humidity in those places. Either the heat is running or the air conditioning is running, and this causes damage. I do want to believe that she would have been great as she was in the past, and regardless of whether she was back to 100% or not, I do believe that she would have still wowed us. She was just that talented. I had wanted to believe that when I saw her on Oprah, probably a few years ago now, that she had truly made those changes, that she had truly seen where her problems lied, and where her desire to medicate, however, whichever drugs that she was using at the time. I'm not one to listen to gossip or to even read gossip, so I'm not going to say that I believe everything that was written about her, but I did see those pictures of her either the day or the night of, or a few nights before her passing, that she was intoxicated and all these things. It's very unfortunate, and I can't say, regardless of what other people say, I can't say whether this was frequent or just an occasional thing, but either way, I've always counseled my students who are in their teens or older that are at risk of these things to be very careful of the environment that you place yourself in. If you take your voice seriously, if what you want to do is be a singer or a public speaker, any of these things are important to remember. Alcohol and medications and drugs, these things cause damage, even if you do it infrequently. Just doing it occasionally, being in an environment where you scream, parties and such. I remember in high school when I was studying, now I majored in opera, but most of the performing that I did was either in musical theater or French pop. Was the stuff that I recorded was French pop. But I do remember our teacher being very, very specific. Whether we attended pep rallies or parties, we were not to scream. We were not supposed to be cheering in that way. We could whistle or find alternative ways of showing our support. It was very important to her, and I understand. I understand that. One of my very first professional jobs involving singing was as a karaoke hostess, and I was not old enough to actually be in a bar, but I was allowed to work in a bar. And at that time, it was just a year or so before they passed the law of not smoking in public areas, and I had to deal with that. Working 2 nights in a row was very, very damaging on my voice, and I eventually had to refuse to do more than one night, with one night in between to rest, and I would use herbal remedies to try and fix the damage caused by all of that smoking. So I do think we need to be careful in terms of vocalists, and by vocalist I don't mean just singing. I mean anybody, a teacher, people in the military, anybody who uses their voice in terms of, just fun or employment or anything like that. You are a vocalist and you need your voice. So you need to find ways to preserve it and be very careful in the things that you do. And Whitney Houston is sadly a very perfect example. I know that I haven't quite completely compared her voice, like her more recent performances compared to her older performances before all of this drugs and all of these horrible things that she got involved in. I haven't had the opportunity to compare, but just the little bit that I have heard, there was a lot of loss, a lot of ability lost, and that is a perfect example of what not to do with your voice and how not to take care of your voice. It's very sad. She had a great, great gift that many of us wish we had, even those of us who refuse to admit that we are not blessed in the same way as she was. She had a special gift, and it was very apparent, and she will be sadly missed.